we have never seen any elections in this country heavily militarized like the elections that we had. Paul, you had the case whereby military people from registration exercise were visibly seen, visibly deployed to physically prevent people from registration. You saw what happened in Banda. You saw what happened
about the deployments to protect the rules of COVID.
That was a very bizarre, ridiculous, excuse.
No, that's what we're told. We're told that because there's COVID, land borders have been closed, and that the police were deployed all over the country to protect the land borders.
So, because you were just told that you take it to clients.
No, that's what we're told. So if you have any evidence that they were doing something else, we're happy to listen.
Clearly the videos that we got from the ground that you and I saw didn't.
But if people were moving across the border, the police
were they going to physically arrest the COVID?
No, people who were crossing the land border.
Which border were they preventing people from crossing in Banda?
Is there not a land border in Banda?
Which border? The areas that they were, the fishing areas where the Voltarians were innocent Voltarians were doing, artisanal, fishing and all those things. What were they doing there? Even in
Volta region, don't you have loose borders?
In areas where there are no borders, there were military people there. So that is not the point. But let's look at the election day itself and the post-election issues that happened. What happened in Techiman South, for example? Techiman South, what border is in Techiman South? Is it Burkina border or Mali border?
Were there not disturbances as there are in every elections every now and then?
There was no border in Techiman. So what were they doing there?
Were there not disturbances?
Ablekuma Central, right here, my constituency. Which border is in Ablekuma Central?
Is a flashpoint.
Is it the Gulf?
It's one of the flashpoints.
Is it the Gulf of Guinea? Is it the Gulf of Guinea? That was the border.
No, it's not. But it's one of the flashpoints identified by
the
the Electoral Commission, isn't it? It's one of the flashpoints identified by the Electoral Commission. Ablekuma Central is one. Ayawaso East Nima is one. Adom-Otchere is one. Techiman is one. They publish these things. They publish them, didn't they?
Paul, the point we are making is that the level at which we militarize this election is something that has not been seen before. It is something that should never happen again.
Wasn't it because of COVID?
That must be discouraged.
Did COVID have nothing to do?
And Paul, I speak of a personal experience.
Did COVID have nothing to do with this?
No, it had nothing to do with it.
Sure?
And Paul, you see, I speak of a personal experience. Mm-hmm. When I had to deliver the petition to Jim Mensah on the eve of the 8th, when she was about to declare the results, and I got to the Electoral Commission's office.
Which petition were you delivering?
With lawyer Tony Later. Seeking for a review of the collation process the irregularities that were going on during the collation process. I was actually accosted by 2 heavily built military men who virtually molested me, who prevented me from submitting the petition.
Oh, I see. Did you tell them why you were there?
Oh, obviously they knew. Jim Mensah and the deputy saw me, and they saw that I was having the petition. I was speaking to them.
Oh.
And so, you see...
And the police came after you.
Something happened in this election that shouldn't happen again. And President Mahama has been decrying that. We have all decried it, and we are making the point very loud that this shouldn't happen again. This is elections. And nobody should be allowed to use the state security apparatus to intimidate his opponents, to kill people, to maim people. We saw what happened at Ayawaso West Wugon. We spoke about Ayawaso West Wugon. There was a commission of inquiry that was set. People were identified to be, vigilantes that have been put into the security agencies. The recommendations of the commission said that those people should be identified and removed. President Akufo-Addo, through the report away, rejected the recommendations of the commission of inquiry.
No, he issued a white paper on it.
In fact, he rejected the recommendation for the removal of those, miscreants who are found.
But why did he reject the recommendation? Why did he reject the recommendation?
Don't you think it's President Akufo-Addo's question you're asking?
No, because he told us why.
Because the
white paper told us why.
In his shoes.
The white paper said that the terms of reference of the committee had been violated in some of the recommendations they made. And they showed the terms of reference, the fact-finding committee, find the fact and report back. But they found the fact and said, sack this man, sack this person. Those were judicial decisions to be made.
So you know the answers and you were asking me.
No, but because I'm just sharing with you that if a president, and this is not the first time a white paper has been issued, Obeda Samoa issued the famous white paper on the Stride report. And white papers are issued to test whether or not the recommendations of a fact-finding committee has been obeyed. And the white paper said that these are the recommendations, the terms of reference of the committee. In making their recommendations, they have violated the terms of reference. They are a fact-finding mission. They didn't tell them whether they should sack Paul Adom-Otchere, whether they should do that. And you are a politician and a person building the democracy. You agree that committees of inquiry should go beyond their terms of reference? You agree on that?
So, Paul, I would save that. because I have thrown you to the president, and I'm sure you are very close to him. You can get those answers.